In one of our previous videos, we have discussed about the commercially available drugs against the cancers that, that that are usually targeting these EGFR receptors, so that these drugs can bind to the EGFR receptors. It will prevent the further downstream signaling of the tumor cells. Thereby, the tumor cells will not be able to thrive or have the uncontrolled growth rate and will die uh, in some amount of time. So how this EGFR functions we will discuss in this video, as when the EGFR gets activated by the appropriate receptors, what are the downstream signaling pathways that are activated and how it functions, that we will cover up in this video. So the first step towards this downstream signal activation of this EGFR is that the appropriate receptors should bind to this EGFR, and it's not necessary that only EGFR receptors will lead to the downstream signaling pathway. There are different receptors will also lead to the downstream signaling pathways, such as ERBB2, ERBB3, ERBB4. The main things that we need to know that they need to form a complex with EGFR, as in this case we can see that EGFR and ERBB2 form a dimer, and that will lead to the phosphorylation, and that will trigger two different signaling pathways, mainly two different signaling pathways. First one that we will cover is about this P13K AKT pathway. So these combinations, before we go to the downstream signaling pathway, let us understand how these combinations needs to be formed. It can be either EGFR or ERBB2 or EGFR or ERBB3 or EGFR or ERBB4. So when the dimer, when the appropriate ligand binds to these receptors, that leads to the dimer formation of these receptors, and that will lead to the downstream phosphorylation signaling pathway activation. So that will mainly includes two different kind of signaling pathways. First one is this P13K AKT pathway, and the function of this pathway is to produce or upregulate anti-apoptotic factors and pro-survival genes. That will help the tumor cells in the survival. The other pathways that will activate it is via this SOS-RAF, MEPK or MAPK, or and also this RAS pathway will get activated. The function of these pathways is quite different, quite broad. That is, this pathways, MAPK pathways, helps in cell proliferation, the invasion and metastasis, and tumor neoangiogenesis. And these things we have already covered in our previous videos. This neoangiogenesis means this that uh, this tumor cells needs the nutrients for the survival, and this angiogenesis or new helps in the new blood vessel formations, from where the tumors will be able to meet their nutrient supplies. And in the case of invasion and metastasis, means the tumor cells will change its characteristics from epithelial to mesomecal. That helps the tumor cells to move from one part of the body to another part. And these things will also, and also this cell survival that I have covered because of this P13 and AKT pathway, and the cell proliferation is also because of the P13 and AKT pathway, as they will produce both uh, the cells that are pro survivals. And one more thing that's produced by the MAPIC pathway is that in the case of this proliferation is about the transition of cells from G1 to S phase. And this is essential, as the in case of uncontrolled growth rate, they need to replicate they need to replicate this cell cycle. uh, they need to replicate this cell cycle in a much faster way uh, compared to the healthy cells or normal wild type cells. And the other things that then because of all these changes, the cell will produce some cytokines such as VGFR, interleukin 8 beta, EGF or TGF alpha, and this will also helps the cells to maintain its characteristics. And in the figure on the right hand side represents this EGFR receptors. In the normal case, this EGFR are produced in a Around 10% EGFR produced in very less pancreatic cells. However, in the case of the pancreatic cancer, the number of EGFR receptors on the cell surface is quite high, and also this could be because of the epigenetic changes occurs in the tumor cells. And in some cases, uh, people have found out that EGFR mutations has also been observed in pancreatic cancer, and these mutations are mainly lies in this tyrosine kinase domain. And out of the 134 mutations, around 94% mutations are found in this tyrosine in this exon 19, 20, 21. That is percentage are shown just side just besides these exons, and other 6% mutations are found in the exon 18, and in some of the cases the deletion of this complete exon 19 and 20 has also been observed. So this could be one of the reasons why this overexpression of the EGFR occurred within the pancreatic cancer. So I hope you got an idea about how this EGFR and pancreatic cancer function. You need to understand more about these EGFR relations and the pancreatic cancer, and why this why these commercial drugs target these EGFR receptors. You can go through the reference, and also you can go through the previous videos that discussed these commercial drugs that target these EGFR receptors. That links can be found in the links for the previous videos can be found in the I button. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.